Good morning all, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is where you're watching. Been doing an outside job, but raining today. Not good weather, so I've pulled a little inside job forward, and it's just a little room. I'll show you. Where do I look with this camera? There. I think I've got eye contact if you ever look over there. Anyway, so let's just show you this little room and show you what the little task is. So, a little room, nothing too major. No wall there because it's just staircase coming down. So we've got a little ceiling to deal with, and we've got some walls that do need a little bit of sorting out. So they're all old lava and plaster. I've had an electrician in, so all this is a little bit loose. I need to chop all this out, I think. Re-put that in so we get a nice flush finish here. And we've got a little bit of a ceiling, something going on there. See if it needs repairing or coming down. I'll see what that needs. It hasn't all got to be done in one day, so I've allowed 2 days for this because I don't really know what I'm going to come across. A little bit of a hole there. That's all right. There's a joist there. I can put a bit of plasterboard in that. Some of the walls, I think the customers had a little scrape off just to see what's going on. But I think it's been skimmed over before, but I just think it's lost its bond, a lot of it. So bits and pieces up here just to keep scraping off, so let's get on with it and see what we find. It's not so bad, it sounds hollow, but I think that's beyond the skim, so it isn't going to move anywhere, so I'd be happy with that. I've got a bit of mesh with me, a bit of the render mesh, just in case I need it. Chimney. I've just opened up this little bit of ceiling, and it felt slightly damp as I was pulling a little bit of board down. And what is up there is, looks like an old chimney. Look, I'll show you up there. Let's try and put a light up. Where's my phone? Bear with me, sorry. So, up there is the chimney, and I'm sure I just felt a drop of water hit my hand as I was putting my hand up there. And it's raining today, so yes. Yeah, big bit of water, did you see that? So that's leaking, that chimney's leaking, so I can't. I hate these situations. Doesn't bother me so much, because obviously I can come back and fix it, but I feel sorry for the customers. They're a young sort of couple, and they're busy, and they're really lovely. But now they've got another problem of having the chimney leaking. But I think they've got some roofers coming back at some point, so I can't touch that. I've got to leave that open now. Which means I don't really know what I can do with these walls now, because obviously it's dripping, and yeah, it's going to run down there. So the last thing I really want to be doing is skimming that wall. I've got a little bit of making good on the stairs to do. Let me have a look. I'll show you, I've got a little bit up there, so that chase that the electrician's cut out. So I can do that. I can get all this stuff made in. I can get that all bonded in and prepared, get that done, get that little hole done. I can basically just prepare it all for a skim, but I don't know when that's got to be. Right, we're at the back now, so that was the corner I was just in that corner of the room with the chimney, and the chimney is there, up there, see it? So there's something going on there, elite-wise. And that sort of stuff is not my bag, baby. I cannot advise on that sort of stuff. I'm not going to guess. I'm not going to guess and say, oh, it's this, it's that. So I'm in a bit of a quandary now. I can't put board on that, can I? I just can't do it. You know, like, you want to get done and you want to get finished for them. But you can't chance it. It's not worth putting board on it, is it? It's only going to take, I don't know, a couple of weeks, and then that's going to be showing through then, and that's a repair on what would be a brand new ceiling. So I think I'm going to have to leave that. I don't like disappointing people, but yeah, we've got water marks here, look. Water staining here as well. There's obviously something going on here. Let's get on with what we can anyway. Right, so I've opened up that ceiling a bit. It was just crumbling, like you can see, it's just come away in little bits really. So that damp had obviously got to it. So I've opened that up. It's a bit of a mess up here. I mean, this bit's been repaired before because it was just board. And then along here you've got bonded and boarded over lath and plaster. So it's a bit of a mess, but there is a slight leak from this chimney breast. But it is slight, it's not a lot, it's sort of dripping every, I don't know, every minute there seems to be a drip. And they are getting roofers in, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to board this ceiling and do it, but what I've come up with, I've got a little bit of this Cordec protection, and I'm going to, let me just get that there. So I'm going to, where I can, I'm going to slip it in there. Bear with me, there's a method to this madness. So basically I'm going to slip Cordec in there and fix it here. Put some foam underneath it and almost create like a temporary cavity tray really. So when the water does hit that, there's a cavity there, it should just drip down there for how much is it, and then when the roofers come they can sort the thing out. So I'll do that and then I'll show you. Right, there we go. So I've just screwed that up to this old timber there, slid that down there, notched it into the cavity there, and then what I'll do is I'll get a bit of foam and just run it along there. I'll just I'll push that down a bit with the hand. That's it. And then I'll foam under there, and then any drips that come down should run down this into the cavity, which should allow me just to now get a bit of board on this ceiling and skim it. So let's get some foam. Okay, so that's that little cavity thing stuck up there, and I can already hear a drip hitting it, so it's pretty good. So once that foam goes off, it should lift it a bit, and then send any little raindrops down in the cavity. I've put a little bit on the end just to give it a little bit of a stop if anything does want to run off. Anyway, I'm going to get a bit of board up there now. Let's get this buttoned in out of the way, out of my eye line, and then I can just start getting the PVA out then. Okay, so I've patched that up and just bonded it out. It's going to need another coat of bonding on that. It's quite thick at this edge here. So once that's all bonded, I don't think I'm going to be able to skim this today. I think that bonding is going to be a bit wet because I still need quite a bit just to level that up. And then what I want to do is put when I do plaster it, I want to put some render mesh across this whole section where this crack is as well. And it looks like this ceiling has got a little bit of distemper on it. Well, the wall certainly did. So I'll just show you this. I PVA'd and bonded these patches out here. And then when I went to trowel it, it all started pulling and didn't feel right. So I think there's distemper on that wall. So I've scraped it all off. It was just pulling, even with a bit of water on it. Every time we troweled it, it just wanted to come off. So that tells me that there's distemper on that. So I think this whole room is a little bit suspect, if I'm honest. So lucky enough, I've got some stabilising solution in the van, so I'm going to give it all a coat with stabilising solution and see if we can get these walls to a point where they're going to be solid for me. It's about an hour later now, so I scraped all that off and washed it down. I've put a load of stabilising fluid all over it. I should have just done that in the first place, really. Usually when you see these old greens, and especially like these old colours, usually green, yellow, browns, just them old horrible colours, will tell you that it could be problematic. So I should have just put it on anyway. That's probably why it's all blown, because it's had a bit of distemper on it from when it was skinned over before. So anyway, that's been on. I give it 2 coats of that stuff, the stabilising solution, just a Santex one. And now I'm going to stick another bit of PVA on that. I would use SBR, but I'm run out of it actually. So I'm going to put some PVA on that. Once that's taken, I'm going to put some render mesh. I'm going to bond it in and bed render mesh in down that section. And then I'm going to rebond that little area again with render mesh, just bringing it out past this crack here. And that's all I'm going to do today. I'm just literally preparing. So I was a little bit up on the staircase as well. I'll top that off. I've just been bonding in these electrician's chases. I'll just top that off. So that's ready for a bit of finish as well. Right, back at home now. I didn't film too much more stuff there. To be honest, I wasn't in the mood for the filming. It was quite a dark room, and I just wanted to get that mesh on the wall just so I was ready for skimming. I really wanted to get the ceiling skimmed today at least, but of course everything got thrown out, and it sort of threw me out a bit really. So I didn't film too much of it. I wish actually I'd filmed myself getting that render mesh on the ceiling. It just wanted to keep falling down on my head. I was fucking fuming. I really was. It would have made quite a funny video really. It kept coming down. I don't know if any of you have ever tried to put the render mesh above your head, but it's a bit like the old wallpaper where if you don't get that end in right, it wants to drop down, and with the render stuff, because you're bedding it into bonding, when it wants to start falling down, it's covered in bonding and it goes all over your head. I was cursing. It would have been quite funny really, looking back now. So anyway, I just got all that room just buttoned in, prepared. I'm going to get some of, I've just seen actually Toolstation are selling Kirk's pink PVA, which is brilliant really, because it's good stuff. I've used it before. So I'm going to get myself a tub of that, so when I go back, which I don't know when it will be actually, because I'm just using it as like a bit of a, what do you call it, hospital job. When the rain's when it's raining, I can duck in and out of there. When I go back, I'll SBR all that and then just skim it. It's not a lot to skim, it's only a day skimming, but at least I know that everything else is buttoned in there. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed a strange video from me today, a little bit of a hit and miss. But if you are liking anything I do, please give it a little thumbs up, subscribe, comments, all that like. I hate saying all this because you feel like you're a bit of a ponce asking people, but if you like seeing this ugly mug every day, try and do one every day. Just some sort of real life situations how plastering can go wrong. I'll always show you the real stuff. I won't try and make out anything special by not showing you the mistakes. I'll show you anything that I do which could be a little bodge. I don't know if you thought that cavity tray was a bodge. I mean, let me know in the comments, what would you have done there? It's I didn't want to leave that hole open because that is where they have one of their little desks. They most of the week they work from home on computers and they sit right there. So the last thing I wanted to do was leave that hole open. So I'd rather chance a few drops of rain hitting it or not as the case may be now, because it should scoot down into the cavity and then the roofers can sort it out. But yeah, I don't know, thought it was quite a nice little idea just to send it that way. But that's how my little brain works, always trying to solve a problem. Anyway, enough from me. I shall see you maybe tomorrow. I'm outside painting again tomorrow. Not too exciting, but we'll see. Anyway, see ya.